Welcome to Wednesday, friends, because it is TGIW. Thank God it is Wednesday, and we have more new comics coming in. Still, very, very small amount are trickling into stores, but we got at least the most important one. All right, so what we picked up today, not a whole lot. Again, I am not buying any more back issues at this point. So, new off the shelf, Amazing Spider-Man. Was it 44? 43. Uh, this. I have been missing my current Amazing Spider-Man. I've gotten plenty of Spider-Man in the interim, as you all know, and all that I've been reading. But I do love the current run of Spider-Man, and it's been a long time since we've been able to read a new issue of that, so that is great. Also, Venom number 25. You know my love for symbiotes, so that is awesome as well. And I had something that was on order. So last week I had gotten Marvel's X number 3, and I thought that I had that was on order, special ordered for me, but maybe that was new last week, because I got Marvel's X2 this week. So this must have actually been what I had on special order, and Marvel's X number 3 came out last week. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to read issues 2 and 3 out of order now, I guess. Oh well, what are you going to do? And then the last trade I had ordered was Kaiju Max Volume 2. I've read Volume 1 a while ago. If you haven't read Kaiju Max, it is a lot of fun. It is a prison for giant monsters, and the stories that revolve around when giant city-destroying monsters get caught, they are thrown into jail. A special large jail. It's really, really good. So if you like a good big monster story with a different twist on it, make sure you pick up Kaiju Max. All right, so what did I read last week? So last week was the Amazing Spider-Man was the Kingpin story that appeared in, it's coming up, Amazing Spider-Man 50, which this was the first appearance of the Kingpin. Amazing Spider-Man 51 and Amazing Spider-Man 52, where Spider-Man has to save Jonah, and he does, and Jonah still hates him. Let's see. So I read the new books that I got last week. So that was the Marvel's X number 3. Still good, even though I evidently hadn't read 2. Oops. Superman's Pal Jimmy Olsen number 10 was fantastic as usual, and Dungeons and Dragons Infernal Tides. This is okay. Again, there seems to be 2 different Dungeons and Dragon titles. There's the one that follows the sort of main Baldur's Gate crew, and these are usually okay, I guess. It's the other ones that I don't know. I usually don't care for too much. 2 issues of Captain Carrot. Got those read. And then I'd also mentioned that I wanted to read through Amazing Spider-Girl, which there's 30 issues and a 4-issue limited after that. Since I had to go back to work this week, I didn't have as much time as I wasn't sure how much time I was going to have. I had mentioned I know that DeFalco he writes in a very verbose style, which is true. So I said, you know what, I'm going to hold myself to just the first 20. Towards the end of this run, it gets really, really good. So I literally could not stop reading. So yeah, I just read the whole thing. I read through all of the run 1 through 30 of Amazing Spider-Girl. And then at that point I figured, well, I might as well finish off this 4-part limited of Spectacular Spider-Girl, which it was okay. But this was the Amazing Spider-Girl was really, really, really good. Especially at the end. The last story arc was like this mix of, I don't know, like the Clone Saga and the Superior Octopus sort of rolled up into one. It got pretty bonkers. And all like the major characters throughout Spider-Girl kind of showed up and played some part. It was really this nice sort of love story to the series itself, as sort of a, not necessarily wrapping everything up because she's still Spider-Girl at the end, but a really nice cherry on top of what is essentially a 130 issue run, if you count the first Spider-Girl series, which this came out like a year after the original Spider-Girl series ended. So it picks up pretty much where it left off. But it was a great ending to just the main Spider-Girl story. Not that it's not impossible to have more. I know she shows up again, like in Spider-Man Family and stuff like that, for like little backup stories and stuff. But I would love to see her show up again in some other way, if possible. I don't know how much demand there is for Spider-Girl anymore. All right, so this week, I am going to read. I'm going to finish off Epic Collection 3 of Amazing Spider-Man. This includes Annual 4. And this is all one new story, with some backup supplemental material like they like to do in annuals, like just talking about Spidey's powers, and I think here it talks about his tech a little bit. Yeah, it talks about web shooters and stuff. And then visit to his apartment. And again, this short little from not Brand X or Brand H. Again, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like it's in there, so, and it's short, so I'll read it. So those 2 issues. I'll read everything that I got today. So Marvel's X #2, I should probably read because I've read #3. And then obviously these 2. I'm super excited for these. I'll also just go ahead and knock out Kaiju Max Volume 2, just so it doesn't have to, I don't have to juggle it between my this needs to be read and my read bookshelves, because it's a fairly quick read. There are 3 issues remaining of Captain Carrot, so I'm just gonna knock those 3 out. This will be the end of the regular series of Captain Carrot. Thankfully, don't do this to yourself. Do not do this series to yourself. Just don't. If you have any sort of fondness or you like corniness, you're like, oh, Captain Carrot, he showed up every once in a while in more modern stuff, like in the background. He's sort of it's an endearing character, an endearing team or thought. So if you're ever like, get in the situation that I was in, where I had this opportunity just to buy the full run, like, oh yeah, I've always been curious about Captain Carrot. Just don't do it to yourself, please. And as I was pulling these out, I realized I also have I think, a 3-part limited series of Captain Carrot, I think in the Land of Oz or something. So this actually isn't the end of Captain Carrot for me. Soon. I'll probably just knock those other ones out the following week, just so I'm out of Captain Carrot world forever. But that's not really enough. So I decided that the next thing to jump into, again, I wanted something a little, not bite-sized, but a little shorter, that I could knock out maybe in a week or two. So in the 80s, DC had 3 Dungeons & Dragons comics. They had Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, Dragonlance, and Forgotten Realms. I've read through Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. I did that a while ago. But I also have Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms, which I have not read. So I'm going to read through Forgotten Realms. It's my favorite Dungeons & Dragons plane. So I'm going to read through that. This is 25 issues and an annual. I am going to say I'll read through the first 10 this week. And again, if things go faster than I expect or I end up having more time than I think, I might go on. But that seems like a good chunk of stuff. So 10 issues of Forgotten Realms. Essentially 2 issues. The annual's about as long as 2 regular issues of Amazing Spider-Man. So annual 4 and that backup story. 3 issues of Captain Carrot, Oh the Humanity. Kaiju Max Volume 2. And Amazing Spider-Man Venom and Marvel's X Volume 2. That's it. It's a pretty... Given that I will be working this entire time, it's still a fairly good chunk of stuff. This plus the annual from Amazing Spider-Man. I don't think I'll have too much trouble getting through that. I just have a feeling that I'm not going to have as much reading time this week as I would even on a normal week. I have some other stuff that I know that I want to get done and have some plans and stuff like that. So I'm making it I'm erring on the side of caution a little more than usual, just because I foresee a little less reading time this week. But I think that is everything. Yes. So thanks. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're getting as these new issues are trickling out on Wednesdays. And we will see you next time. Later. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.